Good evening. Welcome to Dan Rox Box on a very special Wednesday evening. Hi, Anne. Hi, Heather. So, welcome to this evening. So, before we introduce tonight's special guest, for those people who have been connecting and carrying their grounding crystal with them. So today is Wednesday, the third day of connecting to the crystal, which we connect with and then we carry around with us. So if any of you have done that and have worked with that energy and would like to say a few words, then please do so. Hi, Sue. Nice to see you here. Hi, Lucy. So we'll discuss for a few minutes these connections. For those of you who are here and have not done this before, we did it last week with clear quartz. We went through Monday to Saturday connecting with that, and we build up the layer of connection. So Monday and Tuesday, we just connect, find a quiet place, up to 5 minutes, just holding the crystal, connecting to the keeper, the spirit of that crystal. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we do the same. We connect, then we carry it around with us. And then Friday and Saturday, we connect, we carry, then we sleep. So we did an amazing week last week, and so far with the grounding crystals, people are doing amazing, real good connections coming through. So just give you all a couple of minutes to go through those connections, see how people have got on, and how are we all in general. Hope we're all well. Hope we're all looking forward to this evening's chat with the lovely Esther from Moonkestrel. I have just seen below my screen that she is in the pipeline. She has arrived. She's fledged her nest and is now in the Dan Rox seat. Hi, Carolyn. So just give people time to jot down their connections. Then we'll go through those, and Moon should be with us around about 1:15 to seeing how we go through with this. Hi, Belle. So, Lucy, my connection was lovely again. Glad to hear. I really like a grounding crystal. Today, I felt it in my solar plexus and the energy traveled down to my base. Beautiful feeling. Today, I saw a brown horse which wanted me to ride it. We rode along a beautiful beach. My daughter connected with hers and saw orange. Oh, that was a beautiful connection. Absolutely, for a 5-year-old. So, Lucy Kent, were you connecting with Tiger's Eye? If you can just confirm that. I think you were. Last week we all did clear quartz, but this week I've left the people to just pick their own grounding crystal, because I don't know what crystals they've got available at home, and I don't think it's essential shopping at the moment to go and buy crystals. So I've just set the theme as grounding, and I let everyone who wanted to join in to pick a grounding crystal. It was Tiger's Eye. Brilliant. So yeah, absolutely. I like to use it more so on the Earth Star than on the base, but certainly a solar plexus energy, tiger's eye, bringing in a protection, confidence, strength, allowing you to see through that dirt, really cleans up what people are trying to cover up, and allowing your power center to shine beautiful. So beautiful, lovely there. And mine was very much the same with Shiva this AM, seeing the world through young woman on a train waving at people on platform. Only given date 3rd of September. That is really interesting, Anne, because obviously yesterday we thought you were going into a past life, which is quite, which we can do with the Shiva lingam, the Shiva stone. They are vortexes. They can open up portals to other areas. So, but now the 3rd of September, 1941. I wonder what happened. And was you in this country? Really need to have a look at this. And this is going to be good because this is only your 3rd connection. So tomorrow, again, we're going to be connecting and then carrying. And then Friday and Saturday, we're connecting, carrying, and sleeping. So I think by the end of the week, we might have a nice little journey for you there, Anne. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Hi, Sarah. Okay, so it's a bit long. Don't worry about it being long. I would never turn down anything long, darling. I felt drawn to snowflake obsidian. Yesterday, I saw tall trees in a forest. Snowy owl to my left shoulder height. Sat watching me, protective. Snow on ground and trees. Clear blue sky and sun through treetops. Snow had started to melt away. Stood barefoot in squelching mud, warm and comforting. Owl still there, but less aware of him. Small hare or wild rabbit hopped across behind me. Felt like a camera zooming out slowly, and I was looking at a woman, but felt like... Is there more to that? Okay, with what that is there that you've got, beautiful. Snowflake obsidian is a lot gentle grounding than the black obsidian that we're used to. So snowy owl, message from the gods who come down, helping us to send messages, are very much like Harry Potter, where they used owls to send out the post. That's what the gods use. They use snowy owls to bring messages down to us, to be open for that. And it's quite, again, I feel like there is a link here with a guide. I might need some help with Esther or somebody out there, because a hare is symbolic to a woman, a warrior. I can't remember what her name is, but I know that when she was in the lineup for the battle, when she raised, a hare went in front of her, and I think that might have been a sign that it was a battle she was going to lose, and she withdrew the troops because of the hare. I want to say Boudica, but I don't know if it was Boudica. But there is, in history, there is a female who is linked with hare. So, but yeah, lovely. And that transition through snow, with the snow melting. Snow is a nice connection because snow gives us that cold feeling. So real nice that when we feel that snow, we're connecting there, we're opening up. So we're grounding, but you are still very much, which is what grounding is all about. It doesn't mean that we are just sunk to the ground, that we're low. It just means that we are attached to earth, and we can still connect to the higher realms. Just because we're grounding doesn't mean we're cutting that off. We are still balanced. It's a nice example there, Sarah, in that connection of why it's important to ground when we are connecting up, because with Snowflake Obsidian, you have got a nice balance there of grounding with the mud and the warm, the comforting, barefoot on the ground. But you've got snowy owl. Hair for me also is connecting to the moon. So don't forget, tomorrow morning we're coming into the full moon. But if it was a wild rabbit, then I get smoky quartz with rabbit. So yes, Sue, yeah, it is a better connection. So many people don't like to ground before going up there because they think that that's going to block, but it's not. You get such a better connection. And the people who have been connecting so far, it's amazing how much you have done. Absolutely brilliant there. Well done, all of you. So yes, so carry on with that. Carry on doing a good job with your connections. Same again tomorrow. Connect 5 minutes, couple of minutes, 5 minutes, and then carry that stone around with you. If you've swapped your stones, Sarah, stick with Snowflake Obsidian. See if there's a little bit more that needs to come from that. But well done, guys. That is brilliant. So how do I introduce our guest, our next guest? Somebody who is a very firm member of our family in the spiritual community. She is our soul sister. She's been a major part in our lives together. She played a very strong role in our wedding ceremony. She represented the element of air, and she also made our amazing altar, which I will show you throughout the track through this video. So if we're all sitting nice and comfortable and ready for an amazing chat, amazing connection to the lovely Esther from Moonkestrel's Nest.
Hi, Dan.
Are we there? Hello. How are you?
I'm all right, darling. How are you?
I am good, sweetheart. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on and to share your knowledge, share your path and what it is that you do up in the Midlands.
You're welcome.
Moonkestrel is based in Loughborough, which is quite ironic because those of you who know us here at Dan Rox, I myself is from Leicestershire, so not far from where Esther was, and Adam is from Coventry. I can't say too much about Coventry because there's a few people on here who are from Coventry, but you know, we can't blame where we're born, can we, sweetheart? So, but we didn't know each other back then.
No, we didn't. I mean, I think it was the Yantras that we first got to know each other, wasn't it?
Absolutely. So Yantras. So this was my first baby from you.
Oh, bless. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful.
A Christmas present from my hubby to me.
Bless. It's beechwood, I think. Is it beech or ash? I can't tell from here. Ash. Beautiful. I love the grain on that. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So this is one of your tricks up your sleeve, is making these amazing Yantra boards.
Yeah.
What is the Yantra board? What do we mean by, what is the purpose of
the board? Well, Yantra is a geometric sign or symbol used for meditation. And certainly with what you're seeing on Dan's screen there, the flower of life, the lotus flower, will occupy your conscious mind. So your subconscious has plenty of time and freedom to travel. So the symbol, concentrating on the symbol and the crystals on the wood, will occupy your doubts, your fears, your anxieties about journeying, and then you're free to travel and receive insights and whatever messages you get from the divine.
Absolutely. This was on that board, but we've got this on a canvas. This is one of our summer solstice.
Beautiful.
That we did on that flower of life.
Stunning grid, Dan.
Yeah, it took us a while. They were very small pieces, and it came together really nicely. So that was for the summer solstice back in 2015, I think. But that Yantra, the flower life one, I mean, that's gone to Glastonbury. We've gridded on the tour of Glastonbury there. It's been in the Chalice Wells, and it's actually been in the water, and I've done a grid on the water. So it's a little bit warped because it's been well loved, well cared for. But there are so many designs. There are so many patterns, shapes that you can do and you can create.
Yeah, I mean, to start with, it's helpful to have simple sacred geometry. So Dan's got the heart chakra there, and the chakra symbols are really powerful for yantras because they hold the energy of each different chakra, and you can use that power and that energy to heal and to come through with your grids. And then also he showed you flower of life. I've got yantras all around me, so I'm just trying to frantically look around. So this, I don't know if you can see that. I've used the flower and seed of life on this one. This is on yew wood. So it's amazing geometry. So seed of life is for manifestation and energy. And it's really good if you want to enhance your creativity and if you want abundance. So the seed and flower of life are really good for that. But specifically the flower of life here is really good for awareness and balance. So combining the sacred geometry with the energies of the wood, the yew is rebirth, it's guardianship, it's talking with your ancestors. So you've got endless possibilities. It's so exciting.
Absolutely. That does look, and this is the beauty of your Yantra boards, because they're not done on MDF. They're not done on cheap bits of wood. These are sourced, and you pick these pieces with great intent and with great love, and then the patterns come to you and then you put on there.
Yeah, it's a long process, if I'm honest. I have a woodsman that I trust implicitly, and he calls me a wood fondler because every time I go into his workshop, I'm going, oh, look at that ash, or oh, look at the, So I go to his yard, his wood yard.
Bring the girls to the yard. I've fondled some wood in my time, I tell you.
He actually called me a wood fondler in front of loads of other customers, so God knows what they thought. But anyway, so I go to his wood yard, and I trust him implicitly. So he doesn't cut trees down for the sake of it. He environmentally manages woodlands, and he will take charge of any trees that have come down in storms, things like that. So I go to his woodyard and I rush about feeling all the wood and going great big long tree. You're still giggling, aren't you?
I might need to burn some sage to calm me down here. So sorry.
Grab some shungite quick. Great long strips of wood, and I rush about touching them all and feeling everything. And then I choose which bits I want, and he cuts them up for me. So wood fibre.
I love it.
You know what? It's taken us less than 10 minutes to dissolve into hysterical giggles. Not very well.
To be fair, I mean, yeah, the fact that we're coming on live to talk about wood is a recipe for disaster. We've now got a hashtag wood on from Adam upstairs. So, yeah, put me wood in a conversation and it will vastly go downhill and we'll start, yeah, you know. Right.
Come on, Dan, pull yourself together.
Absolutely. And then you do the chakra balls.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that.
Oh dear. Yes, chakra boards. So that I've got a couple of beautiful long pieces of oak to do those. I do those very, very rarely. I think that's one in maybe 2 or 3 I've ever made. But when I had one, I had it on ash, and I used it for distant healing. So you can lay the length of wood down, and then if you're doing a distant healing concentrating on one chakra, you can grid or douse over that particular chakra, or you can use the whole board and do an all-in-one healing session. So it's really, I found that really useful for distant healing.
Yeah, I like using that if I'm feeling like I've got if I'm checking out my chakras, if it's not possible for me to put a crystal on that chakra, if I'm off doing something, then I'll place it on that, because I think that is ash, because I think I've only got ash wood from you, because that's my Celtic tree is ash. That was the month I was born. Although, because just diverting a little bit, going into the Celtic trees, we go from the first new moon of the year, and that's the start of the birch.
That's right. Yeah, silver birch.
Then it's rowan, then it's ash.
Yeah.
And in 1983, the new moon was late. So I was actually born under the tree of rowan. The 14th of March was the new moon for ash, but I just fell into rowan.
There you
go. Is that rowan?
That's rowan.
I've not got a rowan board yet.
So I did a Celtic tree journey, and I attempted to make yantras in each wood, but unfortunately I didn't get too far, because some of the woods are really hard to get hold of. And with only having environmentally managed woods, you can't say, I want holly, please, because, you might put one down just for me. So, yeah, that's rowan. And we were talking about the sacred geometry earlier. So we've got pentagrams on there, which now, Dan, you must know all about rowan, right? Because it's your tree. But the pentagram there's natural pentagrams in berries, in rowan berry. Beautiful. Look at that. Stunning.
Yeah. I do wear this in the shower, so it might be a little bit watermarked. You've got to have your wood in the shower, sweetheart.
Don't start me off again. So yeah, rowan has is related to the pentagram, because on the bottom of the rowan berries there's a little pentagram, a 5-pointed star, and it's amazing for protection. So I love my rowan wood for protection, but I also find it a really magical wood. So if you're doing any kind of magical ceremony, like making your oils or essences or things like that, it's amazing to have rowan wood, because it feels so nice, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's it. So yeah, I'm starting to delve more into the Rowan energy, but still bringing in Ash, because every other year my birthday would fall under Ash. So I still follow Ash, but I am bringing in more with Rowan, because also people who are born under Rowan, they tend to walk to the beat of their own drum. They
Yeah.
don't tend to be sheep. They tend to be following their own heartbeat, following what keeps them alive.
Yeah,
So
definitely. That's you all over, that is.
it is. It is. And there's not that much difference, because Rowans can sometimes be called, is it mountain ash?
Yeah, it is. And the leaves are very similar as well. Have you ever noticed that?
That's not much difference. Is it the
But
berries?
the berries are really red. Really, really red. In fact, I'll try and remember to show you. I've got a rowan wood protection charm on my crystal room door to stop things coming in. But yeah, so rowan, though, is a fire element related to the fire element, whereas ash is related to water. So it's interesting you're both, because maybe the water eases up the fire and the other way around.
Maybe. Absolutely. That is fascinating. Yeah.
Full of useless information like that, you know.
No, not at all. It's not useless at all. I love the Celtic year. I love going by the trees, and Ros Simon's
Yeah.
name dropping. She is amazing. I would love to get in touch with her to see if she would come on to do a little bit about the trees. But because I don't know where we go. I know I'm a Rowan. I know Adam is Hazel. I think Ruben's Hawthorne, and my
Yeah.
mum Holly.
Hey, do you know what? Don't knock hazel, because that's the wood that wands are supposed to be made from.
Oh.
Magic, intuition, and quite aptly a gatekeeper. So he keeps an eye on you and makes sure you're not, not misbehaving or anything like that.
Well, he tries. He keeps an eye. And then closes and turns that head when the misbehaving starts. So we've got a question here from Sue, Esther.
Yeah.
So how do you find out what your birth tree is?
Well, there's a lot of different variations of the Celtic tree calendar. If you shout out I don't need to know the year, but if you shout out the month and the day of the birthday, we'll have a look and see if we can find out what your tree is. Roz, who you've mentioned, Dan, she's fantastic at this, and she does it by the moons, the new moons in each month. So there's that way. There's the new moons. There's also a certain book that I follow does it slightly differently, but basically it's pretty much the same. So
it's a bit like the zodiac signs. Some people have different dates.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
there might be a slight difference in the dates. So
19th of July. Hang on, I've got my list here ready because I knew someone was going to ask me this. It's Holly for you, Sue. So Holly runs from the 8th of July to the 4th of August in this particular set of the Celtic tree calendar. And Holly is all about protection and wisdom. And I find it very full of energy. So life force, you want to use it in creation. And who doesn't love holly at Christmas, right? Gives me a real comfort and feeling of festive spirit, you know. So really lovely tree to be. I'm hawthorn and ash, depending on which calendar you look at. Same as you, Dan. Ash. I love ash. You've only got ash, right? You've only got ash yantras.
That's all I've got is me ash yantras, apart from the moon one, because that was a gift from B for our wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know what wood that is.
Let's have a look and I'll tell you. Oh, it's beech. Look at that grain. Beech.
That's beech.
Yeah, you can always tell beech because the grain is really tight. It's really, really tight. beautiful. Oh, stop it. I tell you, you can't get the stuff these days.
I'm just going to hold the moon while you talk about the tight grain.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to mine. I think I sold my moon phases yantra. I haven't got one of those. But this is my, well, I've got two ash yantras. So this is my ash yantra.
Beautiful.
I fell in love with this piece of wood because of look at the bark.
That's what I'm drawn to.
And not that you've asked me this, but I'll tell you. Ash is related to the world tree, so it's as above, so below. And Odin is reputed to have hanged himself from an ash tree, and that's how he discovered the runes and the runic alphabet. So Ash is all about sacrifice, but in order to gain knowledge. And it's about the element of water, so to do with the emotions. It's a fantastic tree. I love it. This is my other ash yantra with the flower of life and then the Merkaba.
Beautiful.
But look at that. And I don't know if you can see this, but can you see the little lines in the bark?
Yeah, I could just make them out.
When the tree's been alive, insects have travelled along the tree under between the wood and the bark, and that's what that line is. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, so you got a bit of that energy going on in there as well.
I've got a bit of insect energy going on there. But I could stare at wood for hours. Yeah, of course, birth trees. So do you want me to go through the calendar?
We've got some people who have put up their dates.
Okay.
So
Anthea, I knew you'd be here. Anthea, you're the same as me, Hawthorne, because I'm the 5th of June, right? So you're the same as me. So Hawthorne is guardianship. It's very, very, very protective energy. Because the thorns, it's very, very thorny. So you'd struggle to get through a grove of hawthorns, right? So that's the point. And it's also, how shall I say this? It holds you to account for yourself. So it's not going to let you through unless you're worthy. So you have to be the best version of yourself, and it makes you strong and hold your own power. So that's why I love Hawthorne. So we've got another one, 11th of July. And let me check my list because I'm not very good at remembering these at the moment. 11th of July is also holly. So wisdom and protection, and also life force. And that, I know it's a bit cliched at Christmas, but it's such an amazing energy, isn't it? And such a makes you feel all Christmassy. So it's very comforting. So, and holly as well. 17th of April. Let's have a look. Danielle, that's willow. Now,
willow.
I love willow. I've initially had a love-hate relationship with willow a very long time ago, probably 20 odd years ago. I was on a workshop and we worked with willow twigs and branches, and it made me feel sick. And it was only after so long of learning about the woods and different energies that it's about the emotions and healing the emotions. So it digs down to where you've hidden whatever you've hidden, and it pulls it all up and makes you get it out. So that's why I love it now. Don't worry.
So would you say that there is two sides then to the weeping willow? Not only is it like gone down to weep, as in that the start of the branches weeping down, but also about it drawing out your emotions.
Definitely. Definitely. Because it can make you weep. It made me weep, literally. But it's in order to get that release that you're going to move forward on your spiritual journey. So it's also, I think another reason why I had that encounter with it was because I'm moon, obviously, Moonkestrel, and it's related to lunar energies. So I think that was kind of a trial by willow that I went through in order to become who I'm supposed to be.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And if you don't weep, then you're going to be a whomping willow.
Oh yeah, I really want to be one of those. Bang. That's what.
Thank you, Danielle.
That must have been the kind of willow I first encountered. It knocked me on the floor. Have you got any more Harry Potter fans? Because nobody else will know what we're talking about otherwise.
Well, we've got Harry Potter fans on. We have got Harry Potter fans. People will get the reference of a whomping willow. So, Lucy, the 23rd of October.
Okay, now in the calendar that I'm looking at and working with at the moment, that's not actually a tree, funnily enough. It's excuse me, my eyes watering, it's ivy. So also Wayne, my husband, is ivy, and that's all about life and death, rebirth, the cycles of life. If you've ever, when you've been out for a walk, if you ever notice trees and the ivy is growing up around it, the ivy is drawing life force from the tree and vice versa. So it's also about change and positivity. So you can invoke the energies of ivy when you've got some change coming and you want to be fully prepared.
Thank you, Lucy.
You've gone so quiet, Dan. I've never seen you that quiet before.
So, Carolyn, the 2nd of November.
2nd November. Let's have a look. Yeah, again, not a tree in the Celtic tree calendar that I'm working from at the moment. So that's reeds. And I don't know much about reeds, but it's all about community, I think, and that energy of belonging and family. But it always brings up for me the mental image of mist rolling across with the reeds coming up out the water. So I think it's all to do with that mysticism and that energy of how do you call it? The veil between the worlds, you know, that kind of ancestral energy. Lovely energy to work with.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Beautiful. So just touching up with Sarah, because Sarah was the 11th of March. So she thinks that she'll be Ash, which is what I would be. But the third new moon in March of her year, so she could be Rowan.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely Ash is the right one from this Celtic tree calendar. So we've already spoken about, there you go, about the world tree and about the runes and sacred knowledge. And it's also about reclaiming yourself. So beautiful wood to work with. I've got that many yantras, I've got no space.
That is amazing.
But another one nobody's piped up yet is oak. Have you ever worked with oak, Dan?
No, I love oak, and if I ever see an oak, I do have to give it a hug. I do have to put my arms around it, and yes, but it's not a tree I've worked with.
They're really comforting, aren't they?
Yes, they draw you in.
Yeah, they do. So the oak is the king of the woods, and the silver birch is the lady of the woods. So oak is extremely grounding and very protective. So I use my oak yantra when I want to protect a sacred space, or if I want to send healing energy distantly. It's really good. Do you want to see it? I don't know. I've got it.
Oh,
So that's my oak wood yantra, and it's really good for courage, for protection, and interestingly, it's really good as a doorway. So if you want to go visit another realm, or you want to journey into wherever you want to journey to, oak will act as a doorway. So you can go through oak to wherever you want to travel to. Beautiful brown wood.
Stunning. Is that your personal one?
Yeah. Brown oak. There's different. You see, I'm going to become a bit anarchy about this now. there's different types of oak, obviously, because there's different oak trees. So normally oak is quite pale, not as pale as birch, but it's quite pale. But this is brown oak, so it's really rich, sort of dark brown. And I love the natural edging on it. Look at that.
That is beautiful.
Got really good character on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I try and do different character and different knots. Now, when I go to this, is another, you're going to probably chuckle at me again, but I don't care. And when I go to my woodsman and I go, oh, look at the grain in that, or look at that knot in the wood, he goes, yeah, it's not rot, it's mold. I mean, it's what? You went, it's mold. I went, no, it's not. He said, it's character. So he always chuckles at me because I give it a real romantic,
Really?
Yeah. But it's just the way the grains form, but it really makes me very happy indeed.
Absolutely. So yeah, just to let people know, because there's quite a few people popping up with their dates, Moon will go through those that we've not got through afterwards.
Of course,
that's all good. Brilliant.
No worries.
But then you also do the thin Yantra boards, but then like this was. So this is what Moon did for us for our centerpiece of our altar for our wedding. So this is walnut.
Yeah.
And it's still got the moss.
Is it still on there? Right?
It's still on there.
Brilliant.
And then the Dharma wheel.
Yeah.
So
that was perfect for your wedding, wasn't it?
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So there's a picture there of what it looked like on the day. So we had crystals on the actual altar that represented us, and the tables on the dining room. All the dining room tables were named after crystals. So we had the crystals found the outside, and then we had Adam and myself in the middle with the crystals. So yes, absolutely beautiful.
I still have the amethyst from your wedding on my altar. Of course I do. Such a special day, wasn't it?
It was such a special day. One we need to repeat, I think.
I think we do.
We need to do it again. We need to bring in the energies and everything else. So yeah. Because have you got didn't you have some silver birch ones near you?
Yeah, I've got my silver birch one. Do you want me to just grab it?
Yeah.
Just give me a sec.
Look at that. So you don't just get slices, you are able to get like some good trunks.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously depends. Again, people ask me all the time, certainly for things like willow. Lots of people ask me for holly, but I can't get a shopping list of wood. I get whatever he gets. So we're so blessed to get the rowan. This tree is actually, it's quite an interesting one because at work, they were doing some building works. And I used to always sit and have my lunch underneath this tree, or I'd always give it a stroke as I went past while it was still a tree. And then they were having some building works done, and the workmen were cutting trees down. I thought, please don't cut my silver birch down. I'll be devastated without that. And I asked permission from people, like, could I have some wood? No problem, just go and talk to the workmen.
As Esther would do.
I ran up to the workman and said, please, can I have some of this wood? He said, yeah, just make a pile, choose whatever bits you want, and, put it in your cart. Right, brilliant. Well, I don't think he expected me to fill my little Fiat 500 ram full of big chunks of cherry, of silver birch. So this is really special to me because it's the silver birch I used to sit underneath. But it's just beautiful. Look at that.
Oh,
I bet you wish you could fondle this piece, don't you?
Someone has just commented about how hard I'm struggling to keep a straight face during this. This is brilliant. This is absolutely amazing. We could talk about wood all day, and we could talk about these yantras. And this is what I like about you, because also your woodman will be able to tell you stories about where that tree has come from.
Yeah, so I know wherever it's come from. I'll probably even be able to go and look at the actual spot where it's been cut down.
Yeah. So it's a real personal, pure energies that you're working with. And for anyone who wants commissioned yantras, they can get such unique pieces, and you can tell them where it's come from, the tree and everything. Whereas most other places, they're just doing them on cheapy, put together wood
or whatever.
And, yeah. So this is why I love your yantras, because to put a grid on them or to work with them. Tomorrow we'll be doing the full moon altar, so we will be working with the moon cycle board to bring in that energy and to connect with, and you can feel that with those types of wood. So they are amazing. But there is another side to you, which is your oracle side.
Yeah.
Which you've been doing on Sunday nights.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a journey, that one has, because I've always loved oracle cards, and I have a collection of them, and I'm drawn to them, and I get them out and I do readings for myself. And for a really long time, my guides and spirit has been going, you need to do readings. You need, no, I'm not doing those. I'm not comfortable doing it. I'm not putting myself out there. No, you really need to do readings. Well, at the beginning of the year, I started a 21-day Reiki cleanse. And if you can imagine, have you ever seen that picture on the internet where there's a guardian angel and she's like this? Yeah. And it says, what my guardian
angel 24/7. That is my angel.
This was my guides, and they were, I can't say what they actually said to me, but they said, for goodness sake, that's the polite version, for goodness sake, start your readings. And I thought, right, okay. So this year I just started to go live, drew the cards, and I think I said, was it the other night, that I don't know what's going to come out my mouth. It just comes out. And the problem with that is sometimes quite personal information comes in and you don't know if that's okay to share. Mm-hmm. So I always, sometimes, if you've ever seen one of my live readings, then you'll see me stop and look up and think, all right. And I've got to listen and think at the same time, and I'm not very good at that.
No, that is it. Same as when I do talks at shows or festivals with the crystals. As soon as I pick up a crystal, I'm connecting, and then all of a sudden I'm flowing out with words, and this is what normally gets me into trouble, because there's a lot of innuendos that will come flying out.
But no, not.
The majority of the time I'll finish it and I'll think, I have no idea what I've spoken about for that 45 minutes.
Isn't it bizarre?
Mm-hmm.
It's really bizarre. And I always, when I've done lives, I have to go back and check I've not missed any requests, because sometimes you don't always see them. And somebody says, oh, that was really spot on, or, you know, that really resonates. I think, what the hell did I say? I got to go back and listen to what I said, because I've no idea.
I absolutely, I totally get that. People come up to me and go, oh, God, that was so interesting what you said. I was like, could you let me know what that was? I have no idea, but yeah.
I was, I think what started it a couple of months ago, Anthea, I know she's watching, my friend Anthea nominated me for a one-card reading on a Happy Glastonbury, you know, in the shop in Glastonbury that we love. And they drew the Hierophant, and she said that I'm really blessed that I have a direct connection to spirit and to energies. And I thought, and then my guides in the background went, See, told you so. Get those cards out and do reading. So that, oh bless her. So that's what's happened. So I've started doing these lives and just going with what comes out my mouth, really.
Absolutely. We were there on Sunday watching you, and you brought a superb one for me, the Magician.
The Magician, yeah. I mean, that's a perfect case. I've got it here.
Yeah.
That was your card, wasn't it?
It was beautiful.
That was a perfect case of information that you have or you hear and not getting it out, because I knew the relevance of that for you and how important that card was, but I have to stop motor mouth getting out the getting out the stuff, because sometimes people don't want you to share stuff, and if I've got something else to say, then I'll say message me privately and I'll share a bit more.
Because Sarah, she's asking, what sort of prices do your boards start from?
Okay, well, it depends on the wood. It's to start with. Some woods are more expensive than others. So, for example, ash or birch are quite easy, relatively easy to get hold of. But something like yew and rowan are really difficult. So that will affect the price. But usually they start around £60, and they have with a simple design on. So, for example, and a yantra like that will be about £64. But then you go into, bear with me, I've got an older yantra, which is really complex. So that will go up to, and the wood is probably 2.5-3 kilos, so it's not light. So they start at 64 and they can go on for us however much you want to spend on them, really. But another example of a simple one, that's my, and on my 40th birthday, I took this up to the top of the tour and gridded with it on the banks. So it depends, and you can also have mini yantras. So when I can get smaller pieces of wood, they go for £30, £35. So it all depends on what wood you want, what design you want, and the level of energy that I put into all of them is the same.
Brilliant. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks, Sarah. So if anybody wants any questions at all, drop Moon a private message, either like her page or on a personal, just drop her a message and she'll happily help you out there. So what was the deck that you were using on Sunday, going back to the articles?
I was using 3 different decks, but the one that I was using for you was the Dreamer's Journey by a beautiful lady in America called Alison Williams Yee. She does, let me show you. So that's the deck that I was working with on Sunday, the Dreamer's Journey. She is a lady on Facebook called Soul Trees. So she does the Soul Trees Oracle.
Oh, beautiful.
And they are trees. So it's no surprise how much I love these. Let me try and show you a couple. So they are all different trees, different colors, different energies. And what I like about these is not just the energy, but they don't come with a guidebook. So what you see on the card is what you get. And you know that what's coming through is actually what you're getting instead of what you've read. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what we're going on about with the connections we're doing throughout the week with the crystals. Getting them not to do any research until the Sunday, because the Sunday we have a day off from the crystals. We don't connect. That's when you do your research to find the common theme, to find the words, because so many people will look up online or read a book about crystals and think, oh, okay, that's good for me because it does that, that, and that, and that. But it only does that and that and that for the person who's writing.
I always get that a question that I get asked a lot is, what crystal should I use with this, or how should I grid that? And I go, well, that's up to you. It's all about having the confidence to follow your own intuition. I use moonstone on my sacral chakra because I always have done. And I remember someone telling me once, you can't do that. It's a third eye stone. Well, excuse me, but it's my sacral stone and that's how I work with it. So
Absolutely.
it's really however you like with the wood. I could tell you that oak is courage and strength and protection, but you might have a different experience with it.
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
shuffling now. I've got to put them down. I'm starting to shuffle the cards.
Do you want to do one?
I can do. If anybody, I'll only do a couple because it could take ages.
Oh yeah, yeah. If Moon gave you your tree year, please do not comment. But if 2 people would like just a quick 1 card reading, just whack up a yes, please, and we'll whack a couple. If you're shuffling, darling, if you're shuffling, why are you shuffling?
I just looked at my tea, but there's nothing left in it.
Oh, what you see, I've learned from the 2 months of doing videos, I have I have a hot one and a cold one, so I know.
The trouble with that is I'd be going for a wee halfway through.
Yeah. So
Ange,
yeah.
She asked for a reading the other day, but I'd already finished, so it's only fair she gets one, really.
Perfect. Here she is.
Let's see. Sometimes, that's another interesting thing about working with Oracle is that the card jumps out. You always know the right card because it jumps out, but sometimes it takes 2 seconds, and then sometimes, like right now, it can take ages before the right card makes itself known. So, Ange, you've got stillness, and the caption on the card for stillness is peace, a period of rest and inactivity. Allow yourself to just be. Withdraw, contemplation, trust. Go within for the answers that you seek. So, and I know from what you've said to me in private message on the nest, you've had a lot of change in your life and a lot of things going on and lots of cycles. So this card is really reminding you of the importance of stopping, of breathing, and of noticing things around you. So Dan will know this about connecting with crystals, about really stilling yourself and that endless chatter in your head. I said this a lot the other day as well, but a lot of people breathe, center yourself, take a moment, and even do things mindfully, like having a cup of tea or, making your breakfast or whatever. Really try hard to make that mindful and center yourself and connect back to that stillness within yourself, because it's really important, especially right now, right at this time.
Absolutely. I've been saying it's almost like people are feeling guilty for doing nothing during this lockdown, but that's what we need to do. Nothing. If we just need to make that stillness and be aware of that stillness and just do nothing, be with this energy, feel every ounce of it, and go from there.
I think we're so used to being busy, aren't we, and having lots of things to do, and now we're forced to confront the stillness and to confront ourselves, our spiritual selves. So, like you said, it's really important to just take a breath, be mindful, and remember that peace within, because it's so important for your health.
So important. So important. Yeah. Look at the animals. The animals aren't consciously doing something all the time. They are, they sit in the field, they perch in a tree, This is what we should be doing.
Well, if you ever saw my rabbits, Arthur and George, they just lay about all day with their eyes open. Even when they're asleep, their eyes are open, right? So it's a really good lesson to take from them.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the next card reader for Amanda.
Okie dokie. Let's see what comes out now. You see, so like I say, sometimes, oh, there we go. So Amanda, you have the teacher, And on the card, it says a mentor, a wise educator, truth seeker with a hunger to uncover answers to big questions in life. The world, the universe, study, experience, and explore. So that's the teacher. So I always wonder when I see this card whether the person who's got the card is the teacher or whether they're looking for a teacher. But Amanda, I think for you, you need to find the right Reiki master or right crystal healer, or you're looking for a spiritual teacher. But in fact, the guides have just said that you are your own best teacher. And it's always easy to look for an external teacher and to look for someone else that has the knowledge, but you have that knowledge inside you as well. So be really clear with the universe about exactly what it is you want. Do you want a teacher to teach you and take you on a journey, or are you confident and happy within yourself to trust your own guidance? It's a hard thing to do though, isn't it, right? To trust your own guidance. So that, and don't be afraid, certainly with the Reiki and doing the Reiki as a teacher, sometimes you can connect with someone and they're not the right teacher. That's okay. Just tell them, thank you, but you're not the right one for me. So have that confidence to either be your own teacher or have the courage to look for the right teacher that will take you somewhere else spiritually. Excuse me.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, I'm happy to do one or two more then.
And then all the others, please join her on Sunday night. You do an event page, don't you?
I do, yeah.
And it's about half an hour she's on for, bless her, because she's only small. She can only hold so much energy. So Belle.
Okie dokie. Hey, the strongest poisons come in the smallest bottles, don't you, Dan?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm glad you're on the right side of me.
Belle, okay. Belle, you have inner awareness. So time to go within and focus. This is a similar one, right? Go within and focus on your inner self. Meditation and self-discovery. Introspection and contemplation. Activating the unconscious mind. So, Belle, this is a really interesting card for this time. And we were just speaking about finding that space within. But you are definitely being guided to create a little space for yourself. I don't know whether you have a room in your house that you can retreat to, or whether you can create a corner in your living room or wherever, or your bedroom, a little space that you can retreat to. But it's really important to make that space and to have the ceremony of making that space. So crystals, things that have a spiritual significance for you, shells, twigs, branches, whatever you want. Make a little space and really use that space to connect with the divine spirit and with your guides and with the crystal energies, because that energy of that space will beam out to you wherever you need it. So it will help you grow spiritually, but help you when you go back out into the world and all that chaos and all that energy. So it's time to focus on yourself and to meditate and to really make a conscious effort to bring spirituality more into your daily life.
I think Belle is yes, I think that resonates strongly there. I know Belle, she comes to my workshop, so yes.
Good. I have no idea what I said, so you'll have to tell me afterwards.
This is on YouTube, darling. We can just recap on there. So last one, and then we'll go on to the final part of the chat.
Okie dokie.
Thank you so much, Moon, for doing this.
You're most welcome.
So Heather, who's my birthday twin.
Ah. She don't look like you as well, does she?
I wouldn't wish that on anyone, sweetheart. I'm glad the mold was broken when I came about.
Oh, there's not another Dan, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, now I said this a lot on the other night about cards seeming negative. This card is called upheaval. So that can automatically make people think, oh my God, but it's okay. So the message on this card: change in a life situation or perception, unexpected liberation. That's fantastic phrase, isn't it? Unexpected liberation leads to new beginnings, the destruction of established patterns, and a flash of enlightenment. I love that phrase, the unexpected liberation. That
Yeah.
I feel that freeness already reading that, right? So upheaval is always difficult, and those that follow the nest will know the upheaval I've been through in the last couple of years, and it's been really tough and really, really difficult. And when you're in the midst of that kind of upheaval, you can't see the wood for the trees, pardon the pun, but you can't, can you? You can't see where you're going and what you're doing. But it's really important to realize that in the midst of upheaval, you are growing towards a different part of your life. And I know there's a quote or a phrase that I see on the internet sometimes when it says, when you're in the dirt, you're a seed in the dirt, you haven't been buried, you've been planted. And the upheaval is here to bring you a bit of turbulence, to shake things up a bit, probably to wake you out of what it might be a comfortable routine, in order to push you towards the goal or the place. Place seems particularly important, but the physical location where you're supposed to be. So sit tight, breathe again, like I keep telling everybody at the moment, and this turbulence will lead to new beginnings, and you'll feel so much freer within your heart chakra, I promise.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And it's around 7:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah, 7:30. I will always do them on a Sunday, but I try when I've got free time from my day job, then I'll do them in other evenings as well. But I'll always post on the Nest wall when I go live.
Brilliant. So we'll always be there supporting you, girl. Brilliant.
Bless you, darling.
And so the final part of we're doing quite well.
We're all right. Do you know, it's only 6:10. I thought it'd be midnight by now.
No, I thought I'd be a pumpkin and you'd be a mouse. But we're all good. We're doing well, sweetheart. I'm actually biting my lip, but we're doing good. There is a flow. There is some organized in this chaos.
Yeah, that's Adam. That's nothing to do with us.
We are being monitored. Things are going well, and we must have got a memo to wear red.
Yeah, we must have.
I just noticed that. You know, the memo went round. Please make sure you look uniformed. So you did touch on with one of your readings about a Reiki master.
Yes.
Now you do Reiki with a drum, is it?
Yes, it is. So I'm a Reiki master myself. I did my Reiki master a couple of years ago. But before that, I did a Reiki drumming course. And it's a really interesting way of combining shamanic drumming with Reiki. So the idea is that you use the drum, and for those that are attuned to Reiki or know about Reiki, you can draw a symbol, not literally, but etherically draw a symbol over the face of the drum. And then as you drum, it beams that Reiki energy out through the back of the drum. Or you can channel, like I do with my yantras, channel Reiki through. You can channel Reiki through the drum as you beat, and it again beams it out. So we learn about Reiki drum journey, which is drumming to take someone on a spiritual journey to meet a guide or a specific totem animal. A Reiki drum healing, which is similar to lying on a couch with a crystal healing, but you drum over the client. And what's really interesting about that is that the drum beat, without consciously changing anything you're doing, changes as to where the imbalance is in the client. So you drum, find out, it's like dowsing. So you drum over the client, find out where the imbalances are, and then the beat of the drum and the Reiki through the drum heals that imbalance. And there's also the journey and the healing, but there's I also do space clearing with my drum. And this was quite by accident. And I'd been to my friend's yoga studio in Leicester. And she said, can you just do a quick drumming round? I mean, yeah, I'll do that. And over one part, she got this big, massive cupboard. And over the cupboard, it went boom, boom. The beat of the drum was so loud. And I said, something's going on in this corner. Moved away, quieter, come back, really loud. And I said, what's behind this cupboard? So she moved it, and the whole electrics for that room was coming in, like the power point was coming in behind the cupboard. So we put black tourmaline around the part, put the cupboard back to normal. The drum made no different sound. So
Wow.
the same thing, if Anthea's still with us, she'll know. I did a drumming around Anthea's old house, and the same thing happened over the front door. Boom, boom, boom. I wasn't doing that, clearly, but making this really loud noise. And I said, something's going on at this front door. There's some kind of blockage or collection of energy. So we put it happened to be black tourmaline again over the door. Boom, boom. Nice. So it's really interesting. I'm still discovering how my drum works. Would you like to see it? My drum.
Absolutely, because I know you do teach. You do teach drum Reiki.
Not yet. No. I teach Reiki, but not the Reiki drumming. Yeah.
Because Adam is going to come to you to start off, isn't he?
He's going to come and do his Reiki 1 when we can manage to get a good date. And I'm so excited by that, because Reiki is such an amazing thing. Anyway, we'll be talking for hours if I get onto Reiki, so I'll just show you my drum.
It's beautiful.
So the drum came to it's not a real skin, it's a Remo drum. It's a fiber skin, so synthetic skin. And it was the funniest story, because on the Reiki drum course, there was a ceremony where we would be chosen by the drum that we would become partners with. And there was probably about 8 drums all on the floor, and I knew which drum was going to be mine. And I thought, that's the drum that I need. That's my drum. And everybody else went before me. And I was like, please don't take my drum. Please don't take my drum. And of course, it stayed there until I got there. And they must have all giggled at me, because when I picked the drum up, I ran back to my seat like this. It didn't look like this then. It's obviously been painted since. And have we got time for a quick story?
Absolutely. Were they all synthetic drums? Were they all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they were all Remo. They're 16-inch Remo fiber skin, it's called. So synthetic skin. But I don't know if you can see that. That's the tour. Where am I? Glastonbury tour. Yeah. But what you probably won't see is somewhere here. There's a little bird hovering over the tour. You won't see it. Tiny, tiny little bird, and the moon lot. Oh. And what that represents is the exact moment in my life I became Moonkestrel. And it was 20 years ago. And I'd been pestering Spirit to have my spiritual name. And please tell me, no, you're not ready. I want to know who am I? Yeah, no, I'm not telling you that. Yeah, I really need to. Will you stop asking? You're not going to get the answer while you're pestering us like this. And it'd been months and months. And I'd been to Glastonbury the first time I went to Glastonbury, and I was halfway up Glastonbury Tor to see the sunset. And I stopped on the path halfway up, put my hands together like this, and I said, okay, I give up. You win. Tell me who I am when I'm ready. Whenever you decide is the right time for me, then tell me who I am. And I took my hands down, looked to my right-hand side, and I saw the moon, the full moon, and a kestrel hovering between the bank of the Tor and the full moon. And I went, well, there's a moon and a kestrel. Oh, that's me. And that was the moon. That is what is depicted in the background on my drum.
So, yeah, because we do tend to hide that, because they are quite secretive, the name. So they're not, it's nice that it's not big on your drum.
Yeah.
but there's a little nudge, there's a little wink to thank you very much.
They certainly taught me my lesson, that's for sure.
And that's good, because Sarah did ask where the name came about. So
good.
you said that you've answered that question.
I answered, you see, without even knowing the question. How cool is that? The other reference is the hair. Now, you're talking about hair earlier, Dan, that I saw. Hair was the guide that came to me on the Reiki drum workshop. So hair has become my drumming totem. So whenever I do anything with my drum, hair is always with me. And it's the lunar energies and that really mystical quality, you know, the goddess qualities. So, yeah, really interesting.
Beautiful. Do we want to hear a bit of drum before we say goodbye to this amazing person? Would we like to hear a bit of the drum? Give us some yeses.
If you'd like, I'd be very happy to.
I think it would be nice to.
Okay.
It has been amazing. The voice from the gods has spoken.
I'm not sure whether the God from above wants me to drum or not from that. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Also, my drumming beater is hair as well, look.
Beautiful.
And yeah, so what would you like me? How long would you? Because I can drum. It's no good telling me to just drum, because I'll drum for hours. So would you want to give me a wave when you want me to finish?
Yes. Well, yeah. I'll give you a wave, or the voice from the gods would say something.
I'll make sure I don't shut my eyes, because normally I shut my eyes. So
you said wave, I was like, I was going to actually shut my eyes and go into a bit of a meditation to it. But I thought, well, if you want me to wave, I'll keep my eyes open.
Hang on, no, you meditate. Adam, can you just pop me a little note up on the screen when you're ready for me to finish? Probably, yes, that's right. So Dan, you help yourself. I'm just going to drum. I'm not planning this, and see how we get on.
Ah, I loved that.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you. Ah, that was sentiment. That was beautiful.
Good.
So, before we let this beautiful woman go, is there any questions at all that anyone would like to ask her live? Anything at all? Please feel free to. Or again, link in with Esther over at Moonkestrel's Nest, or on a personal page, and you can get to link in, communicate with her via that. But you do your live readings, and you're quite you hold a good community spirit on your Facebook. You
Thank you.
you mentioned your 21-day Reiki cleanse. You do that on the 1st of January, and you invite the members of the group to get involved as long as they've done their level 1 Reiki or
That's
above.
right. Yeah.
They're welcome to come in. I know, because I've only done my level 1 Reiki and you've allowed me to join in. So we have that. And then you also do the Moonkestrel Secret Santa.
Yeah, that's so much fun, you know, every year.
I don't know where my it's here. I mean, this is what I got this year.
Oh, it's stunning, isn't it? Look at that. And do I remember rightly, you were making a scarf at the same time with the same colours?
Same colours. This came and opened it, and the lady made this, had my intentions, and picked the colours through linking in with me, and not realising that at the same time I was crocheting a scarf.
That's amazing. Isn't it amazing?
It was like, oh my God, like beautiful. I love it. I love it.
That was for sure.
Yeah. So you do a lot of, you involve the members of your page. Yeah. You get them into things. We become a good big family. So yeah, I mean, I don't know who did that, because obviously it's Secret Santa, but if you know, or you do know. So if anybody would love to know where this came from, again, message Moon. She'll pass on those details. Obviously, I don't want to know who that was because it was a secret. So yeah. But if there's no more questions, anything else we need to cover? I don't want to let you go. I've loved tonight. It has been.
Oh, bless you.
It's been amazing. A bit raucous. We've had a few, a bit of laughter.
Yeah, but when don't we do that? I think we've been pretty well behaved, to be honest.
We were actually having a chat, thinking, is 5 o'clock appropriate to do things with you, or do we need to do it about 9 o'clock? Do we need to do some late night shows? Because you know, we don't want little ears to be hearing about fondling wood.
There's a new hashtag. If we've learned nothing else, there's a new hashtag out tonight.
There is a new hashtag. Fondle your wood fondle.
Wood fondler.
Absolutely. Moon, Esther, it has been an absolute pleasure having you here. We could have spoken so much more about the wood, so much more to talk about. If I dry up on guests, would you come back again?
Of course I would. Anytime for you, my darling. Anytime.
Thank you. You have been a treasure. You are, you know, you're our soul sister. We think highly of you, and thank you so much. And it's so nice to see you. So nice that you we're doing well through these difficult times at the moment, and hopefully tonight we have brought a bit of joy, a bit of laughter to some people, and have raised those vibrations, if not through wood fondling, but through your drumming or through the cards. You know, you've done a bit there that's hopefully made some impacts on people's lives. So yes, Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, all of you guys, for coming on board and giving this amazing woman a warm welcome to Dan Rox. And yeah, we will definitely connect and we'll do this again because I've loved it. So, sweetheart, go and fill your cup up. How's Dobby? Is
Yeah,
Dobby
Dobby's gone for his walk with Wayne. So yeah, he's not quite got the meditation crystal thing yet because he tries to eat the crystals, and when I'm lying on the floor doing my Reiki, he kind of tramples on me and tries to wake me up. So yeah, he's good. He's really good.
And we are on about Dobby. Dobby is a true house elf.
Oh, he is. Yeah, of course he is. He does the housework when we've gone to bed.
Yeah, it's just he's gone for his walk, so we can't show a real life house elf because he is having a walk at the moment. But you know, he will be making some appearances, I'm sure.
I'm sure he'll pop in and say hello, bless him.
Yes. Well, that's from me, and that's from Adam because I know he won't be able to do it by being in the land of gods. So yeah, fill your cup up, have a well-deserved sit down. You've bloody well deserved it.
Bless you, darling.
Thank you for being here, sweetheart, and we'll catch up with you on Sunday night around 7:30 for
at 7:30. I'll see you there.
See you there, or we'll be square. Thank you so much, Esther. Take care, darling. Okay, wow. I'm just going to wrap up from tonight. Wasn't that just amazing? Just so brilliant. And thank you guys for just coming on board and really welcoming her into this space. We will be sending those dates off to Esther that you've put up for your tree month, and we'll send them over to her and let you know what tree your month is. Saturday night, we have got the amazing Karen. She's coming on to have a chat about her spiritual path, how she's grown. As you know, for those guys who follow us at events or follow us on our pages, she is also another sister of the Dan Rox clan. We've had some adventures, we've had some bloody good times. And so, yeah, she's coming on board Saturday night at 5 to bring in a bit more of what she does. And don't forget, tomorrow night, we're going to be honoring the full moon. The moon comes into full tomorrow morning. And Dan Rox will be doing a live altar. We're going to be, again, doing a communal altar for the full moon. So if you are interested and are about, please do join us at 5 o'clock. And we will go into that. First of all, though, we will be checking in on those connecting to their grounding stones. So if you're during that week of grounding, connecting to grounding stones, please come on tomorrow. Give your connections of connecting and carrying again. That's what we're doing. And then we'll go into the altar. And then Friday night, we are going back to our live markets. We're going to be doing a crystal market, and below me is the event page. That's the Facebook page that we're going to be going live on. We won't be live on our business page, which is this page. We will only be going live on the events and online markets. Okay. And if you are onto that page, you'll see the event already. If you go onto that, go onto the discussions tab, you'll see the list of crystals. And that's like the catalogue. That's for us to have a look at, to browse, to see if any of them are speaking to us. Then at 5 o'clock on Friday, I'll come on live and I will go through each of those crystals so you can pick up a little bit more better energy for me showing you live and giving you descriptions. And then it's that live feed that you'll be commenting sold on, not that catalogue, not the browsing page. Okay. But from me, love you guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope that was a good feed. I'm buzzing. It was so good. So catch you all tomorrow. Keep safe. Keep laughing. Have a good one.